All right, when it's a Friday, you're getting ready for your weekend. You want to sit back, kick back, and relax and have a nice, joyous time with the family. And with all this craziness going on in the world, talking about people getting killed, riots, Molotov cocktails, racism, division, inequality, all the other crap, on Fridays we like to lighten the load a little bit, take a little off from you, and one of the great contributors on our show, and we have many, but one of the top-notch ones joins us every Friday to crack you up. Barry Goldsmith joins us right now. He's a professor at NYU. He's a former writer for Steve Doocy and Maury Povich. He's also quite the comedic humorist and a great friend of the show as well. Barry, I noticed today you're wearing a hat. I haven't seen you with a hat on before. What gives, my friend?
Well, first of all, hats off to your show, and especially the hats off to your co-host show. He's now on WABC Radio. And if you look hard, you'll see it.
Wow, what a hat that is. I got one of those.
You have, of course. It's the Hamptons. Now, you may not realize this, but the Hamptons are very special to me because I'm from another place like that. I'm from the Amboys. I'm your neighbor across from Staten Island. But people never say, I'm going to the Amboys for the weekend. They say, I'm going to the Hamptons. Why doesn't somebody instead say, I'm going to a Hampton? Or do they really go from one to the other and make a pilgrimage like they do to Santiago, to Compostela? Hey, get with it. Speaking of travel, since you're a financial expert, and I have to seek out more of your advice, my friend, Italy is going through, I just read this in the Financial Times of London, which you probably keep up with every day. Italy is going through the best times in Europe with COVID. So let's take a look at this. John, give a look at this.
Wow.
You've been to Rome, right? Okay.
That's gorgeous.
Take a look at that. You've been to Rome. This is a photo of the Mouth of Truth. This is in a church, and it's very famous. In fact, it had, for 6 months, that mouth had a mask on, and it couldn't do any damage because that mouth is very dangerous, okay? More dangerous than any Democrat or Republican's mouth during these times. It's rumored that if you lie at all, the Mouth of Truth will eat up your hand, or even, God forbid, I don't want to go there, but
wow.
Take a look at this. The history, what it's done. I don't know if you've ever seen the great movie Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck, filmed in Rome. They went to the Mouth of Truth, and look what happened to Gregory Peck. He could no longer give it the finger because his fingers were eaten up. And then take a look at me. I was there last year, and they nearly got all of me. All right. I'm not totally honest, but occasionally I do tell a white lie, and you know what they say? White lies matter.
Oh, wow. White lies matter. I like that. You might get in trouble for that, Barry.
Thank you. You know who I'm especially worried for? Whether he becomes president and returns to Rome as president, or on his own on a second honeymoon with Melania. Take a look at this. Donald Trump better not come near the Mouth of Truth, okay? They should keep him away. But anyway, speaking of that, I would love to take you and your viewers, your listeners and viewers, to Rome someday and show them the Rome that even natives don't know.
Wow. So Barry, when he says he'd like to take you to Rome or whatever, he is also the host of the Been There, Haven't Done That podcast. And Been There, Haven't Done That is also a radio show heard right here on WOR Radio in New York and New Jersey. He's one of the top commentators. He's an expert on architecture. What happened with these Emmys the other night? I mean, it was total failure, if you ask me, Barry.
Well, first of all, let's go to television in general. Everybody is waiting for the October surprise. And I can tell you, everyone out there has an equal chance of getting the October surprise because on October 31st, Publishers Clearinghouse is announcing its winner. Now, Do you know what's unfair? And nobody's ever spoken of this before, Republican or Democrat. Every time there's a Publishers Clearinghouse winner, they always appear at the front door. What about people like me? This is discrimination. I live in an apartment. Do you ever see them stop by the doorman and say, oh, is Barry Goldsmith home? We have a surprise for him. No, they always go to private dwellings. But you know what? Since I'm a hypochondriac, they'd all have to wear masks, and I'd have to wear a mask, and they wouldn't know who I am, and I would lose the prize. So much for mass hypochondria. Now, you asked me about the Emmys. Okay. Well, all I can tell you is, wow, they say the ratings are low, but I can tell you one thing: the ratings are going to be lower for the Tonys this year because there are no Tonys, there are no Broadway. But why are the ratings lower for Emmys? Because let's face it, everybody opens their television all the time. You can't open the door to a theater, am I right? And okay, here's something. You know why the ratings are lower? Because, damn it, you can't see action. You can't see all the audience members cursing the winners. Probably call them, I hate to use the word, losers, cursing the winners. I mean, that's the fun of watching an Emmys, the audience. And anyway, you know what I think is going to happen? I think that A.G. Barr, Attorney General William Barr, is after he investigates Mueller and the Russians, he's going to investigate the Emmys to find out why Donald Trump never won an Emmy. And you know who won instead that year?
Tell me.
Ron, you know who won instead that year? The
Who won
Amazing
instead
Race.
that year?
And it wasn't even the Amazing White Race. How do you like that?
Wow. Holy mackerel. You're really on the white kick today, I see. What do you think about this new book that just came out about Trump and how he treats women? What do you think? We talked about it a little yesterday in my absence on the show.
Yeah,
but what do you think about this?
Well, you know something? People are saying that, he used the dog whistle, all right? Well, if he does, he should use it to call some of the women he's called dogs and maybe date them for a change, because ugly women have a right to date Donald Trump as much as beautiful women. Come on there. And you know what else I think? People have said, and it's not true at all, that Donald Trump pushed hydroxychloroquine because he had money in the pharmaceutical company. But he's not like that. Do you think he's pushing fake boobs just because he's got money in the implant business? No. Come on, let's be fair to Donald Trump. Speaking of fake, I just have to tell you this. On the way back from doing Frankie's radio show this week, I passed your old studio. And you know what? You know, on Canal Street, those Chinese women are always pestering people, especially out-of-towners, to buy designer bags. And you know what? Since they're from China, they're still doing it. They're pressuring people to buy designer body bags.
Wow. Right in Chinatown on Canal Street, you're saying?
Yeah.
Holy Moses.
Anyway, how do you like Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I think the perfect replacement for Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if they can find somebody to fill her seat, because let's face it, she was so tiny, she couldn't even fill it. But the perfect person is Amy Coney Barrett. Now, to please everybody, you just have to add an H to Amy Coney Barrett's middle name, Amy Coney Barrett, and it'll get through Congress confirmation like that.
Why do you think that?
Because Coney sounds too Irish, or Coney Island, to New York. But Coney, she's got to do it.
Oh, I see.
Coney,
right? C-O-H.
Right.
E-N-Y. Coney. I get it.
Thank you.
Wow. All right. Well, that's amazing. What are you talking about on the Been There, Haven't Done That show this week?
Well, we're talking about travel when there's a travel ban. And I heard that in the debates next week that Donald Trump will not be following Joe Biden around the stage like he did with Hillary last time, because let's face it, there's a travel ban and you're not allowed to go anywhere.
So you can't even travel the stage.
Exactly.
All right. You know, this guy, he's always on top of his game. He's always there for us every single day, even when you don't know it. But on Fridays, he's on camera, and he's one of the best in the business. Thank you, Barry. You're the best.
Thanks, Ron, and you're the greatest. Love your show. Love you.
Thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend. It's my good buddy, Professor Barry Goldsmith. We'll take a quick break, and we'll wrap up this Freaky Friday edition of Liquid Lunch right after this.